Journal entry, 22nd of the month of March, in the year of our Lord 1163. The war is over, and the eastern nobles have been left bereft of their titles and claims. This leaves the unfortunate matter of Carcassonne, who, despite my best efforts, has refused to remarry and produce a legitimate heir. I shall not tolerate the disintegration of the kingdom, and matters will be dealt with by furthering the authority of my crown. As the dust settles, the full scale of the nobles' neglect in the eastern provinces becomes visible. Banditry and corruption are rampant, the people oft rely on poaching to survive the winters, and the common folk have a poor view of nobility. We shall restore order and then begin the long process of public works improvements. Between all these demands of me and dark times, I have found love beyond the bounds of betrothal in my Queen Valence. Had I told my father that she were too good for this world, my heart has moved from admiration to deep affection, and I cannot fathom taking on the task ahead of me without her hand in mine. Let my legend spread and the kingdom rise to new glory. With the legend of House de Villeron to legitimize King Enric, we might actually need a court musician, because that position has some really useful, albeit expensive, options to help spreading legends, increasing legitimacy, and other things. So I think that is a position that we're going to have to see if we can find somebody. And right now, Chronicler would be another option potentially. That would be another option. Chronicler might be easier because for court musician, I only have people who are somewhat average in it. For a chronicler, we might have somebody better. We could get my sister, Princess Cecilia of Toulouse, and she could then be tasked with, this is 4.5 coin a month. That is a lot. But it will have a good chance of spreading the legend. So that gives my sister something to do. And I believe she is a very bright lady. So we shall appoint her. And then we will just extol the legend spread and see if see for how long we're keeping that up, because that is significantly hitting our finances. But we have a new legend, and the legend of the mighty endeavor for de Villeron in Toulouse. And we'll have to spread that far and wide. Looking through the innovations, we've got all the tribals. We have almost all of the early medieval innovations. Only one of the fortification parts is missing, but this is just a levy size thing. In the high medieval is where we've got a few more left. And we just finished up the windmills, which gives us the windmill building and additional building slots. There are a few defensive ones, so a few more fortification buildings, but kind of at this point relatively happy with the level of fortification that we have. Advanced bow making would be an option, so we could switch to crossbowmen, or we've got a fair few civic things left. So a heraldry would be for changing of laws. We've got a few more title related things, but I think seniorialism is probably the best one, because that gives us plus 5% domain taxes, and it is taking 20 years with the current fascination to get this done. So we'll focus on that. We are an administrative court after all, and a few of my surrounding lords have agreed to promote the legend, which is good news. So we will see how far and wide that is going to spread. Also with the actually we should be able to see that. Where have I got her? Yeah. So legend spread chance plus 40%. So if I'm going to look at legends, there we go. So there is, Yeah, so there it is. So the base spread chance is 4.4, and then plus 40% from the singing, from, not singing. Which one do we get? The chronicler. Okay, from the writing. My sister is doing excellent writings and extolling the legend of our house. Of all the counts, we actually have managed. There are only 3 left and 1 duke, Ogier. We have actually managed to get everybody more or less on our side, except Count Pierre Bernard II of Carcassonne, who does not have a son and has refused to remarry after his wife had died of the flux. So what I'm thinking is to concentrate more power around the crown. Now this has the disadvantage that it's going to make everybody significantly more unhappy, especially the city mayors. But this will prevent, first of all, it'll prevent vassals from fighting other vassals. So something like my cousin taking on my uncle is not going to happen anymore. And the titles cannot be inherited by characters outside the realm. So this law shall be passed. And with that, we have high crown authority. Now, this is, of course, going to make everybody even more unhappy, I believe. I'm not sure if this needs to tick over. No, this is already in effect, yeah. So high crown authority makes people not happy. The other thing that people aren't too happy about is the fact that you see that that I'm holding their duchy. So they do not like the fact that I am both their king and their duke. Well, tough luck. So for the mayors specifically are not quite happy about things. But the offensive war debuff is going to tick down, and the legitimacy eventually will tick up. Is the domestic affairs, it's currently at, it's going to get up to 7. So we're going to get up to 7 points out of that. And I think we'll get there eventually. But with that sorted, I'm not actually sure who's going to be. And so the heir is still going to be King Benoit's marshal, but we're not giving up Carcassonne to him. That's the last thing that's going to happen. So I'm not actually sure what is going to happen in case this should not happen anymore. So with that authority, if I read that correctly, vassals' titles cannot be inherited by characters outside the realm. So this should no longer be the primary heir. So I'm going to have to see because he's not in the realm. He is the Duke of Champagne. So we'll have to see. This shouldn't, in my understanding at least, it shouldn't be an issue anymore, but we will see how that goes. Anyway, for now, we will actually try to improve our understanding with the Count and see if we can get into a better relationship. The County of Toulouse at this point is a development of 35. Because we have invested heavily in it. First of all, this is actually improving the development of the places around us, because you can see it spreads, right? It spreads over here, which is good, but it also puts the city of Toulouse sort of in the basket of the more developed places in the world. I mean, Rome obviously is at 57, so we're nowhere near that yet, but places like Venice, 39, we're relatively close. So we're in, obviously Byzantium is still sort of at the top there, but very much I would say, in the top cities in Europe at this point. And we'll further that. So one thing we can do, where am I going here? We now have a new building slot because of the windmills. So I'd be obviously interested to see what that gives us. Okay, that is relatively expensive, but 6% taxes plus 0.7 gold and 6% development growth. Ooh. Or we could do the... we don't have 2 slots, so watermills, that might actually be... Do we have a fascination that has another slot? because if we might get another slot, that might actually even be more useful in the innovation. Let's see, anything here that, yeah, guilds. Okay, do that instead. Another building slot. Yes, that's what we'll be doing. Yeah, I think windmills is the one I want. So we'll begin constructing simple windmills in Toulouse. That is going to drain our coffers, but we have positive income for now, and we can always stop promoting the legend to get some additional coin if necessary. But I do need to have a bit of a war chest just in case anybody around us, France, gets some funny ideas. The depraved house of Bourgogne wishes to reclaim their land. Unfortunately, we're in relatively good terms with our neighbor in Aragon. Yeah, it says right here, the most reliable way to avoid this is to increase our crown authority to high crown authority, which we have now. So we are at high crown authority, so that should theoretically not be an issue anymore. Yet still, the marshal of the king is the primary heir. Maybe this just comes into effect in the event. I should have seen trouble coming when Zahida strolls into the room, an unfamiliar face in tow. She is my court poet. She is, unfortunately, has become infirm, and as such isn't particularly good anymore at what she does, because she has lost a fair bit of her faculties. Let me introduce Zvinislava, my lord. The stranger offers a deep bow. She's a jeweler and metal worker. I have thought that perhaps you would like to peruse some of her works. No, I just spent all my coin. I have taken the liberty of preparing some particularly suited to you and that which concerns you nowadays. She starts laying down a tray on the table. That which concerns me, Zahida has clearly been busy. So what does she sell? Splendid necklace. Well, 185. I have no. I have no idea what these artifacts are doing. Oh, these are probably personal. They sound like personal artifacts. So I already have. I'm already good on like my inherited personal artifacts. So really, I don't think I need any. I don't need anything additional. Yeah, I'm gonna have to disappoint you here. I'm not spending coin on artifacts that I have no idea what they're doing. So sorry, that is not happening. As I open my eyes in the dark, I'm immediately overwhelmed by an ominous feeling. Is someone watching me? Are you ready to embrace the truth, Enric? I sit up, suddenly completely awake. I look around for the source of the unfamiliar man's voice, but there are only shadows. The horned god offers you his blessing. Will you accept it? I will have nothing to do with this. Begone, demon. Good grief. We had this problem many moons ago in Albi, but I thought this was rooted out. Is this the return of the evil in Toulouse? Is the demonic presence from the forest of Albi making itself known again? We'll have to keep a very close eye on that, and clearly observe what's going on here. We have proven our faith sufficiently that the papacy would once again give us coin, and I believe that is actually a good amount of coin. However, the Pope would be less than happy. Then again, I couldn't care less about this particular Pope. So if we can extract some coin for the betterment of the kingdom out of the Pope, then I'm all for it. This Pope is not my Pope anyway. And the very first thing we're going to do is to improve Gévaudan, which has suffered much during the sieges. So we have a new building slot. It's in the forest, so we can't build windmills, but we can build watermills, which is going to improve development in the county. And if we're looking at the development, the east is a bit undeveloped, let me put it that way. So Gévaudan can become hopefully the new center of development around the eastern part of the kingdom. And yeah, the coastal lands as well are not in great shape. So let's begin some investment over there. So we'll build that in Gévaudan, and we still have a building slot in Toulouse. So in Beaumont-sur-Lèze, we can't build another one there because obviously it's one per county, but we may be able to build one in Quercy. So if we go to Quercy Castle, could we construct windmills there? Yes, we can. So we'll build some windmills there, and then I think we've spent enough. So that's the investment coming in from the church, and we have Toulouse, Quercy, Gévaudan under construction, and this will further our tax improvements and the general development of the kingdom. Okay, we've got a new martial perk. I did want to get the Parthian tactics. Or serve the crown, because it gives me control growth. I'm actually almost thinking to switch over to stewardship for now, because we are at peace at the time, and that said, one never knows when war comes to call again. So the ones that I'm sort of interested in, I serve the crown obviously for control growth. And the ones that I'm interested in are these four here. Maybe engineered for destruction. They never back down, and household guard would be kind of interesting as well. But there is so much in stewardship that. So my experience in stewardship would actually be interesting. It's the same experience. It would be the same experience growth. Wouldn't it be more? Because I've got 30% experience, 30% from the lifestyle. I should be actually getting more than the 52 per month. It's interesting. 45, 51. Okay, so interestingly enough, I'm having the same growth in martial than I have in stewardship, despite the fact that I actually should be getting 30% more from the lifestyle. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so there are a fair few things here that really, especially around the architect side, that I would like. Also, the administrator side has some really good ones to improve my standing with people. So that would be something. Diplomacy. Maybe at some point quite interesting because there are fair few things here, but stewardship is what I'm most keen on. So I'm really tempted. So right now we take serve the crown, but I'm really tempted now to switch over to domain focus for now, and so that should fortune builder should give me plus 30%. So that's 25 base, intelligent, bureaucratic, the travels, 10% research, and 30% fortune builder. How comes that I am getting 25 base, intelligent, bureaucratic, travels, advanced research? Oh, it's the acclaimed knight, the tactician acclaimed knight that is giving me the growth here. That's why. That almost compensates for the education. Wow. Very useful. These acclaimed knights are mighty powerful. We have to check that in a second. But I am very interested to see if we can also authority focus be good to make sure that we get the control growth. So if we could switch, that would pin me down for martial for another 5 years, and then we'd switch to stewardship. So that would be another option, just to get the control back in the kingdom more quickly. I think that's. Hang on, let's have a quick look again at the control levels. So yeah, there's a fair few things. I mean, these are not under my direct controls. I don't know if that actually affects those. But we've got the duchies or the counties under my direct control are suffering from a lack of authority and law enforcement. So maybe that is not a bad idea. and it would give us the time to settle the other marshal. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do this. We'll switch to authority focus for now. This means we're locked in for another 5 years, but we'll get the other marshal perks done. And now we should actually be seeing a... we should be... Why are we having... Yeah, we're still having a control decline from plagues and everything else as well. These places have been hit very hard. So... yeah, authority focus, serve the crown, both of these are actually increasing. So control should increase rapidly, and Gévaudan is under direct management by Uncle Ogier, who is still around. He's 76 years old, but sturdy as ever. Concerning news from my sister, Princess Juliana of Toulouse, she seems to have escaped the court in Rouergue. I don't know yet what happened, but she has joined either voluntarily or by force the camp of the adventurer Mistress Georgi of the Solar of God, a woman afflicted by leprosy, and she is a bit of a criminal. So, despite the fact that she is of noble birth. So I'm not yet sure if she has been abducted or if she has voluntarily joined that group. But I believe this gives us a chance to rescue her and see if we can there's not a high chance that she would accept, but we will attempt to see if we can have her return to our court. And it is a relatively low chance that that adventurer will accept, but we will keep at it and see that we can bring the princess back to Toulouse. And with a bit of implied threat and a bit of diplomacy, we have managed to get Princess Juliana of Toulouse to return to the court, and she is finally back home. Welcome home, Juliana, and hopefully you can find some peace after these years at, admittedly, a court under an evil blackguard. She was, after all, exchanged as hostage for the father, so for my uncle, but my cousin has proven himself to be not trustworthy. So with that, we can, yes, we've got our sister back, and great news. So we'll give her some time to settle back in. We still, I believe, have the we've got Roger de Villeron still, the son of no, not the son. He's the grandson of Count Raulf, yeah, and he's the bastard of the mother who has been who has been sleeping around with people of questionable origins. Can we actually remove the bastard? Can we legitimize him? I don't think we can. No, but I think what I can do, however, is I should be able to influence the. I should be able to influence the personality of Prince Aldebert of Toulouse. Yes, there we go. So, brave or just? Just, I would love to, but we'll begin with brave. Definitely brave. He should have. And the legend is slowly spreading around. Meanwhile, I'm informed by my guard that my sister Juliana approaches Toulouse after many years away. She is older, but I recognized her as once. We embrace at the gates. You must tell me everything. Was it terrible? Yes. I still don't know how exactly she escaped, but we will hopefully find out soon. She's my half sister, but hopefully we'll find her some peace at the court, and she can still maybe found a family here as she goes. There we go. We have found ourselves a Polish lady. She has She has agreed to be married to my personal champion, although he is twice her age. But she has been happy to join our court. She is a master of diplomacy. She's a bit of a seductress, so what could possibly go wrong? But she's also a poet, and she will make an excellent choice for this position. And she can probably take over court poet from Zahida as well at some point. And with that, we have the option of bolstering legitimacy, which gives me 1 legitimacy per month, which means we're only about 230 months away, so about a bit less than quite a few years, but it adds up. So it does bolster the legitimacy. I could also get her to spread the legend, but the cost is kind of prohibitive at this point. So that position is filled, and with that, things are calm at the moment in the Kingdom of Toulouse. A lot of administrative tasks today. We're slowly starting to spread our legends. We've currently got 3 promoters, and the chances for further spread are reasonably low, but we will see. I keep trying to convince the surrounding nobles to begin promoting the legend as well, and we do get renown, development growth, and stewardship out of the whole thing. So this is all very good news, and we will be working tirelessly to improve the Kingdom of Toulouse. Dark clouds at the horizon a little bit with that weird demonic voice that was speaking to me. So maybe both my father and my grandfather were right in that there still is an evil lurking here, not just in the hearts of men, which we're working on sorting out, and we're getting to the point that I think King Enric is becoming accepted by his subjects. Not all of them yet, but we're working on that. But there might still be something that we need to deal with in the supernatural realm.